And action. Hi, welcome to Indie Buzz Rock. We are here interviewing you before your show at Radio Venice TV. This is Love Me in the Dark. We have Miss Heather and Mr. Steve. Would you like
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming. How are you both today?
Really good.
Very good. Would you please explain or share with us a little bit about where you were born and raised?
Yeah. You want to go first?
Sure. I was born in Chicago and raised in Wisconsin. Lived in the Midwest until the early 90s, and then I moved to Venice Beach, just several blocks away from where we are this very moment. And then I live about a mile from here, so we're still local, Venice OG, and own a recording studio in Mar Vista.
Yeah.
And Heather?
So yeah, I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, but I was raised in Dallas, Texas, but then I quickly got out of there and moved to California. So I've been out here a long time, doing music and all kinds of stuff, trying to enjoy this beautiful weather that I still can't get over after all these years.
Good. Well, we love that. We love enjoying the weather, and we love that you guys have traveled back to a little bit of beauty. And could you share with us a little bit about how you came up with the name of your group, Love Me in the Dark?
Sure.
Yeah. So we pulled the name from,
you might have to speak up a little bit.
From a lyric in one of our songs. We put out our debut CD just before the pandemic started, 2.5 years ago now?
Yeah, it's like a month before the pandemic started.
And there's a song on there, it's the third or fourth, and it's a self-titled CD, which you can find on all the streaming platforms. Love Me in the Dark, Love Me in the Dark. And I think the fourth song on the record is called Move Like Africa, and it has a line in there,
Lizzie.
Love me in the dark.
Yeah, there's a part that says, love me in the dark and see me through dusty eyes.
Yeah.
You move like Africa.
That's where the name comes right from the music.
We thought, well, you know what, we'll name ourselves that.
What was it about Love Me in the Dark that touched your heart?
Oh, great question.
Very good question.
Go ahead.
To me, it means being loved, having a partner, somebody who supports you through the dark times, through the tough times. That's one of the things that I think the name means. Love me in the dark when times get rough,
I would say similarly, love me through the good and the bad. Just love me.
Yes, absolutely.
see me through, and I'll help see you through, and we'll just be in this together.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. What a treat. That was a treasure.
Thank you.
Right? What a treasurable song. It's beautiful because that is one of the things that we all are walking around in.
Yeah.
And we need that love in there, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. Now more than ever. Yeah.
Yes, more than ever, for sure. Well, wonderful. May I ask you another question?
Thank you.
Could you please share with us the first time that you decided you wanted to sing sing and play instruments?
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
As individuals?
Well, and together maybe, or...
When was yours then?
Well, I've been playing piano since I was a kid, but when I was 11 years old, I rebelled against the piano lessons and started to pick up a guitar, and pretty much at that point I decided I wanted to do it. And I was writing songs by the end of high school and performing pretty regularly by college age, and I never really stopped.
Yeah.
Lovely.
But for you, I don't think we've even asked each other this
I
question.
know, it's a good question. Well, I sang in the choir in high school, and that's really where I got into harmony and voices coming together. I took piano as a kid, but honestly, I couldn't stick with it, and it was a shame, but it just didn't really connect with me. But what did connect with me was singing. Always just connected with me. So, I sang in the high school choir, I sang in college, and I sang in some gospel choirs in my 20s. And then we got together.
We literally met on a stage
in Venice.
A half mile from here.
Yep.
Literally on stage.
Right off Abbey Kinney.
and performed together. Heather sang a song, and I jumped up there and played guitar behind it. Like,
Yeah.
Did you guys know each other yet?
No, we didn't know. We just met that night. He like creeped up behind and accompanied me while I tried to pitifully play guitar because I'm not much of a guitarist. Really, just voice is my thing.
And then we had a bunch of friends in Venice who were songwriters, and we had a little club called the Venice Song Circle.
Yeah,
it was kind of like a little migrating thing where we would go and play songs with each other, you know, at different houses, and that's how Heather and I got to know each other.
Yeah, we had a little songwriter group.
And
Would meet at my house.
it all happened organically, just like that.
What was the first song that you played together? That night?
Heather's song, Liz Bolas.
Oh, that's right. There was a song. Yeah, well, actually, I did record that one because I love that song.
Aw, that's such a treasure. What a sweet moment. What a sweet moment. I love that.
And the song circle was really cool. It would be like you pass the baton around and different people would play songs, and if somebody played a good one,
Really good one that they wrote.
everybody would be like, F
F
you.
you!
You know?
Like, so unfair that you were able to pull that one out of your hat. But, you know, it was a great group of songwriters, so
You eventually learned how to do it yourselves, right?
we did.
Lovely. Is there a favorite childhood memory that you can take us to that sort of reminds you about music, why you fell in love with it? I've got one.
Well, we have a 5-year-old. He's just now in kindergarten. And my memory is going back to kindergarten, his age. I would sit in his teacher's lap and circle, and we would sing these songs. And then one time we had a recital, and she had me up on a little like pedestal. I was like 5, and I was singing the song, turn on your heart light, let it shine wherever you go. Let it make a happy glow for all the world to see. And that was like my moment when I was 5. I was just like singing out freely and not scared at all. And my teacher was like, I think she's onto something. So that was my first like singing moment that I remember. Really loving it.
We're gonna let it shine.
We're gonna let it shine.
It's gonna let it shine.
Yeah.
Oh, what a sweet moment. I love that. Thank you for sharing. What about you?
Mine would be just, there was always music happening in our house growing up. My dad, he was a trombone player. He was always playing big band jazz records, more classical music. The big band jazz records were really nice audiophile home stereo. I think that's what really caught the bug with me. Now, just
You're such an audiophile now.
And with my recording and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, listening to music is great, but listening to music on a real nice sound system is just
Great speakers.
it's like a spiritual,
It's like otherworldly.
religious
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
Wow, so you found hearing it really got into you and it made you want to express it in your own guitar, piano, and singing.
And creating his own studio because I think he started making his own gear and microphones to really create a very special like signature sound. He's all about, what is it, the signal pound?
Yeah.
He's all about the signal pound. So it's so much, how do you explain that? It's just all about for you that.
That's cool.
The signal pad,
Speak up a little bit.
where you know, if it's the guitar, it's the fingers to the string, to the pickup, to the amplifier, to the microphone, to the recording medium, whatever it is, that entire path. And there's so many choices that you can make along the way that really affect the overall sound. So,
He's very good at that, if I can say, just finding the right thing, perfect, instruments and gear to line up to create that together to make
it's like
this.
a palette, you know, if you to compare it to painting with oils, different colors that you mix together to have a sonic representation.
Now he can build these things like these like a pull tech, right?
Yeah.
And like these LA 2As. I mean, it like literally like soldering and like
Solder the components.
working, like putting the components together. And I'm just like, no wonder our son can do Legos so well.
Wow, Wow, that's super cool. What a special moment. So that moment with your dad really, hearing the music and the great speakers and the great, you probably had not an amplifier there.
Well, his amplifiers, his old amplifiers, I actually have in.
We still have those. We listen.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
You're exactly.
Those are the Macintosh?
Macintosh, of course, yes, with the silver fronted plate. Nice, beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Was there a song that maybe your mom or your dad sang often that kind of like spurred you through your days?
So I can remember up at we used to go to a cabin. The cabin is still there on Lake Superior in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and my grandmother would listen to James Taylor's Sweet Baby James record, and pretty much all the songs on that record
Good record.
just transport me back. I can hear it in a grocery store, and it takes me right back there.
Oh, shout out to your grandmother and James Taylor.
JT, yeah.
That's so sweet.
Still at it, still alive and kicking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
My mom would be, we would drive around. We would do these cross-country trips in the summers, listening to audio cassettes. And she loved playing Neil Diamond, and then she loved playing John Denver. So we would listen to Country Road, Take Me Home, over and over and over again. So anytime I heard that song, I
That's
feel
a favorite.
very, it's nostalgic.
Oh, how lovely. I love what a beautiful time frame to jump into. I mean, those are two very iconic classic songs.
True.
Beautiful. Okay, thank you for sharing. Do you happen to remember the first album that you guys purchased?
Well, that James Taylor Sweet Baby James was one. I found a Columbia Records mail order thing, and you could get 12 records for free if you signed a contract, and then you were going to buy records for the next 3 or 4 years. And I think I was 11 years old, and I figured out how to mail this thing in, and that was one of the records. But the one that really lit the fire for me was Santana Autographs. I still love that record.
Ah.
With Black Magic Woman.
Yes. Yes.
Sound like that to me. That's my favorite.
Shout out to Santana.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Miss Heather?
Well, it's kind of random thinking back, but I think I had 3 cassettes that I got at the same time. The first one was Nirvana, and the second one was Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah, nice.
And then the third one was En Vogue, because I loved soul singers. I was all about a soul singer.
Of course, right?
Kind of had the mix, but
So, did you do the poses and stuff too?
I would sing, with my brush.
Nice.
Or into my curling iron.
Nice.
Still kind of do that. Nothing's really changed.
Aww. What a lovely kid. Aww. I like that. Thank you. Are you ready for your next question? Sure. A little bit harder. Okay. So, what do you think about while you're walking down the street? Is there something that gets you through your movement to go from wherever you're going to wherever you're going to?
First thing that came to mind was don't trip. Watch where you're going. Especially because our sidewalks are so crazy in our neighborhood. But
I will share that when I lived in Venice, I was walking home from Abbott's Habit, coffee shop over on Abbott Kinney, and I wrote a song in my head. I heard the beat, the music in my head, and I wrote it in my head as I was walking home 3 blocks to my apartment, completely in my head. So it can be random, and sometimes it's actually a song.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a talent. Both of those are talents, to not trip and to write a song, all in the same breath.
Mine is not as romantic as yours.
I honestly don't think of it So now, next time I'm just randomly walking down the street, I'm going to inquire about what is going on in my head.
Let us know. Will you phone us in and let us know?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We do like to. We love the moon. We're really into the moon, so we do
same
like
here.
to look for the moon and keep an eye out and look up, look at the clouds, look at the sky, take it in.
And Donovan, our baby boy,
Our baby boy is.
he'll look out the window at the moon and say, "The moon's traveling with us."
Yeah, it's really cute.
Not precious.
Really,
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
He really appreciates sunsets and the moon too.
Oh, how sweet. What a lovely, oh, yay, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. Hey, Dylan, we like the moon and the stars and the clouds too over here. Oops, I dropped my card. Yeah. All right, are you ready for another question?
Sure.
Would you please share with us a dictionary moment? I mean, a dictionary word. So a dictionary word is like a word that you use or that you like, but you don't use very often. Right? It's like one of those dictionary words that you just like love, can't wait to use it sometimes because it's cool in your mind.
The one that comes to mind is onomatopoeia.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's such a fun thing to say. I rarely say it, but I just love the syncopation of it.
Of course. Syncopation and onomatopoeia, those
There you
are like two great ones right then and there. I don't know how you're going to top that. Let's see.
Come on, babe. Let's see. He's a wordsmith, so I want to see what you
I
got.
like syzygy.
What?
Syzygy.
Syzygy. That's
What is
what you
it? I've never heard that
Don't ask me
word.
to spell it.
I was going to
Explain
say,
it
how
to
do
you,
you
but don't-
spell it? How do you spell it?
But it's when like there's a confluence of like the moon and several stars together. It's a syzygy.
Oh.
A syzygy.
Syzygy.
So how could you use it in a sentence?
Jupiter and Saturn were in a syzygy with the moon.
Nice.
Nice. So can you use it with people as well? Like
Yeah.
we are in a syzygy on the balcony?
Yeah.
That
We are.
makes me think of synergy a little bit.
It's similar.
Yeah. Syzygy.
That's why. I mean,
Like
it's probably-
sharing the same space in the same fluid
At the same
rotation?
moment in
I
time.
think it's SYZYGY.
Ooh,
Syzygy.
Wow.
that's a good one.
Look it up.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Syzygy, everybody, get in it.
Get in it.
Okay,
Get it.
thank you. I'm ready for another question.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could think in one of your songs that you've written, about a lyric that would be a highest high lyric, and then there's the opposite of that, which would be a lowest low lyric. I know it's a little bit, I mean, it can be your song, that would be preferable, but if there one that pops up from a different artist, that would be fine as well.
I got the lowest low.
Go for it.
My lowest low is lying on the bottom of the Mississippi River.
Yeah, that's true. That's very low.
Yeah, that's true.
Lying on the bottom of the Mississippi River.
Yeah.
We have a song called Old Soul, and it's, how does the lyric go? It's sung on high.
Yeah. Old soul, sweet old soul.
Of a prayer,
Of a prayer.
Sung
low.
low.
Old
Old soul, sweet old soul.
Of a song.
Of a song sung on high. Yes.
Okay, so can you explain that a little bit? That's beautiful though.
So when we sing it, we go low, and then when we sing low, we go low, right? Yeah. Then we sing high, we go high, melodically. So we just chose to kind of have the melody reflect the
People
lyric.
use on high to mean like in heaven or
On high.
On high.
Yeah.
on the delight.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. I thought that's the one you were gonna say.
Yeah.
Of a prayer sung low, right? That's the one. Yeah, we said the prayer first.
That's the first song I know.
That's our first song off the
on
record.
So if you listen to Love Me in the Dark record, the very first song.
What's the title of the first
Old
song?
Soul.
Old Soul.
Also,
And that might be one of our first or second songs we ever wrote together, I'd say. Yeah.
oh, well, isn't that, how long have you guys been writing songs together?
Let's drive into the night.
Tiffany,
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
We're in there.
Beautiful.
Let's
I want to get back to your album. Now, did you put it up on Bandcamp?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, so we're gonna look it up.
Perfect.
And remind me of the title again.
Me in the
Love
dark.
Me in the Dark.
Oh, so your album is self-titled.
Self-titled.
Nice. I love that. Congratulations. We will add you to our Bandcamp, everybody. Love you start on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see you guys? Are you ready for another, is that good? Okay, ready for another question? With the word inspiration, what comes to mind?
The word inspiration.
Perspiration!
No, inspiration.
That's what I think.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think of perspiration because to be
For me,
well, let me finish. Oh,
excuse me.
I don't know because it's like
I thought I was rescuing you.
no, you weren't rescuing me. Let me go sink if I'm gonna sink. It's fine. No, I'm thinking of just like when you're inspired to do something, you have to work really, really hard. So it takes like a blood, sweat, and tears kind of thing. So I love perspiration. It takes a lot of that.
Nice.
The first song that we're going to do on the Radio Venice show today is a song of mine called Nightingale. And it very much sounds like a Love Me in the Dark song, but it was on my Steve McCormick record right before the Love Me in the Dark record. So it's like could have been an outtake that became the sound of Love Me in the Dark. And the song's called Nightingale, and I wrote it about Heather. And the first word of the song is nightingale. The second word of the song is inspiration.
Oh, wow.
And the verse goes nightingale, inspiration, affirmation,
Poet muse.
Wow.
nightingale, despite your beauty, it is my duty to honor you.
Oh, now, when did you guys, when did you write that song? Was that Nightingale? Was that
It's about 2015 or 16.
so we're at 22 now, 2005, 7 years ago. So that's about when you first started writing music.
Right when we met.
Right when we met. Oh my goodness. Well, you got a nice little love song in there. Oh, how sweet.
That was very
I like that.
Won me over with the songs.
Aw. I'm sure there was
True story.
songs and sound, shall we say? Songs and sound. Oh,
Yep.
oh, that's lovely. Are you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
If you could be a superhero, what would you be and why? Well,
Wonder Woman.
oh yes,
That's what I was going to say.
Are we all ready?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of already are, aren't we?
On a good day.
It's like the next level, like Wonder Woman 2.0. Next level Wonder Woman.
And what would that look like?
Look kind of funny on me. But I do like her costume, and I like her. When
Yeah.
she can
Yeah,
deflect
she's got the
bullets with-
whip and
She's got the whole game.
Yeah.
Well, for sure, I'd be able to fly.
oh, good.
I could fly anywhere at any time, and I could fly to the moon or to Mars and back in like a hot second. And I'd just be like really, really strong. Like I could handle anything.
So what would you want to do with your, besides flying all over the place
What would I want to do?
into space?
Yeah.
Obviously you're like, I'll go to the moon first.
Yeah.
Lasso right on up there.
Yeah.
What would you like to do as a superhero for your like world, like right?
Yes. Definitely sprinkle love and fairy dust in everyone's hearts
Aww,
all around the planet.
sweet.
Like actually fill up the whole heart with fairy dust and joy and just get rid of the rest of the stuff, and then each person has their own beautiful little joyful heart.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know, I'm so cheesy, but I'm a sap.
I'm
I say?
We're all cheesy. Cheesy's good. Cheesy's good. I love that Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman turns into the Wonder Woman heart.
Yeah.
Fairy dust
Mama.
Mama.
Yeah.
Mama. Nice. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. And Mr. Steve, what about you? What superhero would you like to be and why?
I guess it's Superman, and
Of course.
I would just want to use my superpowers to protect all the good people from all the bad people.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that sweet? Aw, and how do you think would be like the best like way for you guys for Superman to do that? I mean, I said you guys because you're Superwoman, and so
I don't really want
I
to,
mean, she's going to fill up the
I don't
heart.
really want to punish the bad people or do away with them, but I think if we could just take them all and put them on their own bad person.
We'll fill their hearts with the sprinkled dust of love.
Yeah.
Fill them up with that, and they can join the whole
Put them
group.
all on the bad person island, and then sprinkle Wonder Woman's fairy dust.
Fairy dust, and then everybody really can be together.
And then when they become
And when
good
everyone's
people,
all together,
then when they become good people, they can come back.
yeah, and
Oh, that's lovely.
and you play music for them. You pull out your guitar,
Sure.
Right?
you serenade them.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Oh my God.
I like these questions.
I like that you guys both all decided to be Wonder Woman and Superman and just go around and make everybody's hearts
Fairy dust, love, joy.
That's nice. That's beautiful. Are you ready for your next question? Was there a moment in your life that struck you where you just kind of were at a low point and you needed to move yourself through it? And what tools or how did you get through that?
For me, mine was in 1997. I hit kind of a writer's block with my music. And what I did was I turned to artwork. Literally started painting and drawing. And I did that instead of music for the better part of a year or two. And that's what moved me through it. And there were all sorts of parallels in terms of composition and contrast and things that I was doing with artwork that applied to what I had always done with music. But I kind of burned out, and so I just turned to another art form. And that's what got me through it.
Wow. So how did you find that? How did you find that pivot, right? Where you decided that, okay, you gotta pivot out of it. Like, I mean, I understand you chose another form of creativity.
How did I find it?
Yes.
I had a friend who lived very close to here who was more of a visual artist, and he had some really cool vintage. He was into vintage, and he actually worked at a vintage clothing store just a couple blocks, Animal House, a couple blocks away from here. But he had all this vintage paraphernalia, including a vintage drawing book, figure drawing book, that was like from the 50s, the way people would draw kind of stylistically in the 50s. And I was just like looking through that book, and I said, wow, I'd like to try to draw this. And the results were okay, enough to encourage me to keep going. And then I had a artist friend who we inherited a bunch of oil paint supplies, so I had a bunch of like oil to mess around with. So I just kind of got into art. It just sort of fell into my lap.
Beautiful. Well, your friends sort of helped you, right? So shout out to your friends out there who helped you get through those moments.
Thank you, Scott. Scott Tedder.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. What about you, Miss Heather?
I've had bouts with mental health stuff for off and on for many years, and a lot of people I know have as well. So I've done a bunch of different things to help pull out of those times. I think just being an artist, you tend to be very sensitive to life, and an empath. At least I'm really sensitive to things. So that's been a blessing and a curse.
Yes, of course, empaths. Yes.
Yeah, and so I feel like, you know, when like the pandemic hit, being isolated and being at home was really, really hard for me because I get so much out of like being in connection like this, being with people.
Yes.
So when I'm isolated, I don't do as well. And he's really good at being able to be on his own in the studio, work, and just focus in. But me, he can just like
Those wires
gadget.
together. You come home and the whole house is like wired from wall to wall.
And I'm just like this flower that does. If I don't get the sunshine, I just start to wilt. So I've had a few things in my toolkit to help me. Some things like, you know, it's whatever cliche as it sounds, but things like therapy.
Important.
Things like therapy. Things like you're really having a support network, a professional support network to talk to help through some of those tough times. Because, you know, there's no shame in admitting that, like, wow, I can't really do this on my own. You know, and many times I did try to just like power through whatever bouts of sadness, you know, and I did here and there power through it, but eventually it was like, okay, I need some support. So I got into, you know, receiving therapy, and also I would go on these support groups with like NAMI, National Association for Mental Illness. They have a wonderful local chapter for people who need support when they're going through hard times. And then during the pandemic, I got into sound healing. So sound healing has been something that's been a powerful way for me to just kind of like calm my mind, calm my nervous system. And I use these crystal bowls that are called crystal alchemy bowls. And they're made with quartz crystal and infused with different elements, minerals, gemstones. And they have a very powerful vibrational quality. And so I try to play those as much as I can at home and for others.
It's a set. Bowls? How many?
I have about 8.
So
right
they're okay. So
and they're crystal, pure crystal,
like a regular bowl or a bowl.
Some of them are like this size. They're like big.
Okay.
You know, like
Wait, now I see your hand.
Yeah, they're like this.
There you go.
And they're different colors. Some are made with gold. Some are made with platinum. Some are made with abalone. And I have a mallet and I ring them and I kind of stir them, and they're all kind of harmonically in tune. So when you listen, like I'll do sound baths, people will lay down and just like receive it, and it's kind of like it's a meditation. It's a meditation for the body. It's a vibrational massage. It's just the best. And we just did one last week at our house. We host them sometimes at our home. But initially I was doing it for myself and my own mental health.
Of course. Hi, Michael.
And then it grew into doing it for other people.
I invited Stanley, is coming over.
Oh, good.
So the black tar roses are online.
Oh, great.
They're all good.
Oh, good.
So you guys got about 5.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Then I need you in there.
All right.
You're looking like rock stars over here.
We're working on it over here.
So anyway, sound healing has been my saving grace.
So can I continue with that on the sound healing? So you got your first bowl. How did you get into the first? Well, I know you now have 8. And are they all the same size?
They're all different sizes.
And are they all in the same key?
They're all different notes.
And how did you get into your first sound bowl?
Honestly, I saw on Instagram a woman with this most gorgeous, beautiful, kind of like opalescent. It looked like rainbow colored, but it was white, and it just looked like something I'd never seen. The most beautiful gemstone.
Was it like as big as
the size of a bowl, like this?
Okay, like a big old family-sized salad bowl, right?
And I listened to the resonance. She played it on Instagram, and I listened to it, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I know crystal bowls. I've been around crystal bowls. Or Tibetan bowls. But this was not your typical crystal bowl. This was something really unique that I'd never seen or heard. And I started researching like crazy, what is this? And finally found the creator of these, and then went to them and started just like over time, investing in it and getting some to bring home and to work on at home and do some recordings. And so Steve has recorded in the studio, doing the bowls and playing them.
She's got more discerning and started picking ones that are called through tones that are really close to actual pitches.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah.
So hold on.
they're actually-
Along the lines of pitches, are pitches the same as hertz? Like they say 432 hertz is the hertz of love, right?
440 hertz would be
440 is,
would be an A.
An A key of A.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
and my
cool.
bowls are in 440.
Okay, cool.
Some people play bowls in 528 or 432, but because I like to play with other musicians, mine need to be in 440 so that so it harmonically works.
Sonically, y'all.
And I work with an amazing violinist too,
Oh, wow.
Jessie Green, and she lives here in Venice.
Yeah.
We do these sound baths together, but because I want to play with her violin, my C bowl needs to sound just like her C, when she plays C. So it's fortunately I have bowls that are in tune in that way.
So do the sounds, how do they, I guess that's a whole technical question, but how are the notes, or the hertz that the bowls are in, are those based on like the thickness that the bowl is made in and the size, or how do they?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm not an expert.
We don't make them, but
I'm pretty sure they get made and then they come out in a certain pitch. You might go for an approximate, like a low pitch or a high pitch, and then they come out in a certain pitch, and then I think they can check with the tuner and find the ones that are pretty close
closest to
to
a note on the piano, C, a D, an E, and
so it would be in tune with the
Isn't that lovely? And what do you do with your mind, or how do you look at yourself to move into that space where the sound bowl can pivot you? Is there something you have to think about as well? How do you connect?
You mean as
an artist,
as the artist,
as a practitioner and the artist,
or as the person receiving?
Well, that's
Lying on the bottom of the Mississippi River.